You know, the vented ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you'd have a plate cabinet there, which would be nice, but...
That's how they're designed, unfortunately.
It works out, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Always just take that out and get a counter-mounted one. You have to put it in the storage compartment whenever you go anywhere, though.
Oh, what do you mean?
Some people just remove those and actually make cabinets out of them, and then just take the microwave and put it underneath there on the counter.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's not mounted anymore, when you drive someplace or pull it, you have to take the microwave down and store it somewhere so it doesn't fall off your counter.
True.
True. Right. Your sink, obviously. You can hear the water pump running in the background. The little hum. There we go.
Okay, so that's probably from just the tanks,
yes,
right?
Yes, the little thing. Feel that? In the wood? You see it's warm already?
Yep.
You just pull that to drain it all out. You've got a double sink, which is nice. You have a dishwashing side and a vegetable cleaning side, or however you want to do it. And these covers make nice cutting boards as well. So you can put those in, you get a little bit of extra counter space too. Have a fire extinguisher up here as a safety precaution again.
Yep.
And then you have your LP gas detector.
LP
so if you have
gas
a propane
detector.
leak, because you've got a stove in here, and you've got you've got a range and an oven that both use gas, and your fridge uses gas, and your hot water heater's up here and it uses gas.
Well, don't let your dog sit in front of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I don't know if methane will set it off.
That set off one on a
Oh,
RV.
really? Oh god.
Not my RV. It was
Gassy
actually
dogs.
a funny video.
That's funny. But yeah, so the propane gas is heavier than air, so that it settles to the ground. So they always put them near the ground.
Okay. So then,
if it ever goes off, you can just mute it with that. You can see green light is operating, red light's alarm, and if you ever get low battery voltage, it'll start to beep every couple minutes, like a smoke alarm, to tell you.
okay.
As a safety feature, it's kind of telling you your battery's getting low. If your battery dies, this won't work anymore. If this won't work anymore, and you have a gas leak, you'll die. So
Yep. And so how do you pull the slides in?
right here, glide out. So in, up. Actually, watch them. They go in order of size because you have a hydraulic system. You watch this front one up here. Because the front one weighs less, it takes less hydraulic pressure to bring in, so it moves it first. And once that one's all the way in,
Wow, that goes in quite a ways.
got the third one here. One thing I will say, I'm not going to bring this one all the way in because the chair's in the way right now. But you want to make sure the chairs are out of the way.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll hit the chair, knock it over, get it stuck between, slide out and something else, get it jammed. So. Yeah, that's all you have to do. You just hit the button, and again, they go out in order of size again. So I'm running the bedroom one back out right now. And so it's just the one button for all three of them. So you just hold it down the whole time, and it goes bedroom, this one, that one, and then...
Okay. And why is that in a little bit there?
What? This gasket?
Yeah.
Because it sits against the side. As you bring it in, the farther it goes in, it starts at the bottom and rolls in to give you a seal against the inside. Because
Okay.
it's folded up against the outside, it doesn't do a lot.
Okay.
And then you see you've got your water pump switch right here. So it's on right now. Now it's off. Now it's on. When you're hooked up with a hose, you don't use the water pump.
Mm-hmm.
So the hose pressure is what runs everything. Got a switch for your porch lights here.
Okay. And
These
you
are all-
can switch in between the gas water heater and electric.
So it's controlled. This controls the gas one out here, and there's a switch on the water heater on the outside that is the electric side. I'm not sure why they do some of them like that, but there's a switch that looks exactly like this one, except black on the water heater. So you just pop that cover off and turn the switch on. That's how you turn on the electric side.
Okay.
But you don't want to do that unless there's water in the tank and you're plugged into 110 power. You never want to have the water heater running without water in it, because that damages the elements inside of it. And if you damage the elements inside of it, your hot water heater doesn't work. You have to get that replaced, and then that's money.
Well,
No one likes to spend more money than they need to.
water in the heater, though, right?
Yes, water in the tank. Water in the water heater tank. It's a little 6-gallon tank.
Yeah.
So, and then when you fire the propane side,
Uh-huh.
it's got a check light on it as well, just like the fridge. So it'll try 3 times, and if it fails to ignite, this will be bright red.
Okay.
And then what you do is you just turn it off, wait a couple seconds, and turn it back on, and that resets it. It tries again a couple times, and usually that's just air in the line, so it lights up every time. It was actually running when we were out there earlier, so. And you've got hot water, so you know it works.
Yep.
So you got your tank levels, battery charge, fresh tank full, black tank has a little bit, gray tank has a little bit. Testing it mostly.
So you just put water in there for now?
Yep.
So
I put a bunch of fresh water in it, so we always check that the system holds water.
Fresh water's full.
Exactly. The battery's full too. Kind of gives you a voltage reading. 10.5 volts is considered low. Anything above 12.5 is considered good.
Okay.
Your battery usually holds about 13-ish. That's what the converter pushes, and you've got your little surround sound system there.
Okay, so that's the audio.
Comes speaker, roof mount
speaker here and there. And it looks like there's one in the bedroom there.
As well.
Awesome.
Yep. That's kind of where you're gonna put most people put their TVs in here, obviously.
I don't know if my TV will fit in there. I'll probably have to get a mount.
Some people mount them around that.
It's a 32-inch.
Yeah, it might be the cabinet might be a little small one. Here. Made sure to mount it the right way so it opens properly. I've seen them where if the vent opens facing the front and you leave it up while you're driving and it acts as a sail and just whoosh, goodbye. So you mount them so the vent faces back. The air just shoots over everything that left open. So, toilet. When you're using the toilet, you just kind of push down on that foot pedal lightly to put water in it, and then push it all the way down to flush it. See, water in it. So a little bit adds water, and then all the way down flushes it. And you always want to leave a little bit of water in it. It helps keep the they call it a water seal. Helps keep the ring moist. If you don't, stuff just you can get a smell coming back out, which is unpleasant. So it helps keep the smell down a lot.
Okay.
That light switch there runs that light there.
Which light switch?
The
one on the back wall.
Yes. Yeah, I always like to point them out
there.
because I don't know how many light fixtures I dismantled thinking they didn't work, they didn't have power, and then I find a switch 10 minutes later and I feel like an idiot. So you hit that switch, that's what turns it on.
Ah, cool. And looks a little dirty on the top there. Is that kind of easy to clean there?
Up inside the shroud here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just these 4 screws come off. Or the screws on the edge come off, and then this whole piece just comes out. You just wipe it off if you want to. Right here is this is an important thing. This is
the fuse box.
Fuse box, and the lower section is the converter. So you've got all of your breaker panel power for electric water heater, microwave, outlets, air conditioning, the main, and this is your 12-volt converter here. So 12-volt power comes in, and then it goes out to all the different appliances. So they're all labeled here. So fuse 1, lights, monitor panel, which is over there, refrigerator / water heater, air conditioned furnace, because all of the systems have 12-volt powered boards. So you have to have 110 to run them and 12 volts to turn them on. So fuses are very simple. They're just car fuses. They're all labeled. You just pull them out with a pair of pliers and put a new one in.
Okay.
To give you the amperage of everything and when it goes to, which is nice. That's the GFCI outlet for everything. So if you ever trip that, you won't have any power in most of the outlets in here.
Okay.
You just push the reset button on it and you're good to go. Got your third fantastic fan up here. And again, what's nice, you can actually just leave them on and then shut them, turn them off instead. Got a spring-loaded pin, so once that's depressed, it turns itself off. And then as soon as you open it back up again, it turns on. And one thing I do want to mention, because the fan, especially this fan back here, is kind of high up. They make a kit that you can actually, it's an extended rod, and they put a crank on the end of it that attaches right at the top, so you can actually just run it up and down with a crank from the bottom. Hey, how's it going, Roger? Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
I was going through everything here.
So let's see.
Storage under the bed. I believe this one. Up here. See, under bed storage. These are a couple. This is the stuff that insulates the ceiling. Didn't know if you'd want that. And these are from looks like a previous surround right here next to the window. They took them down probably because they kept hitting their heads against them. Mm-hmm. So we just left them in here with the screws for you in case you wanted to put them back up or take them off or something.
And the insulation goes where?
So this is actually the insulation they use inside the walls and the ceiling. So they just gave you some extra. They probably re-insulated something and had extra.
Okay.
Sometimes it's nice under the beds because that's right over over empty space. But
yep.
You can do with it. We can throw it away. You can keep it. Whatever you want. I kind of wanted to leave it in here and ask you about it. So
probably use a little bit of it to wrap some pipes or something.
Yeah, it's good for hoses. You can cut long strips out of it and wrap it on your hoses in the winter.
Yep.
Got a little TV mount up here. It's 12-volt power. Cable power. You can move these as you will to like pinch your TV inside if you have a small flat screen.
Yep.
People mount these and using to sandwich the TV in there.
Okay.
Power down here. Little desk and area and everything, and then your closet.
And it has a AC converter or no AC converter?
That's what's in that lower section, that vented compartment on the bottom. That is the AC to DC converter.
Okay, so if you were to unplug, you'd still be able to run all the outlets?
That's an inverter. No, this does not have an inverter.
Okay, so inverter.
Yeah. When you get an inverter, you'll want more than one battery for sure, though. At least two. Because the inverter takes a 12-volt charge and turns it into 110. And that's hard on the batteries. When you have one battery, it wears it out pretty quick.
Okay.
So, and they're easy to bridge batteries together down there. You can put 2 in that compartment. You could put, if you wanted to, 12 in where the generator was supposed to be. And then you could just have 110 power everywhere.
Nice.
The middle of Death Valley and have Xbox Live or something.
Yep.
So, yeah. And then, see, air conditioner vents are on the roof. On the floor here, you can see those vents are for the furnace. As hot air rises, they put them near the floor, so it comes up and heats evenly, and cold air settles. So they put them near the ceiling, so they settle down to where you want them.
And what's that there for?
That's to run your awning up. Not awning, sorry. Antenna. The antennas now, they don't really do a ton because everything switched over to digital a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. So you might get a couple TV shows in a couple places, but if you just
I know you're supposed to have a digital antenna now for most things.
Yeah, well those are like really small. You can just stick them up on a wall. They make like sticky ones that are the size of a piece of paper. You just stick up, plug it in the back of the TV, and they work extremely well.
Okay. So that's for the antenna?
Yes. Yeah, it's a big antenna that folds up on the roof, up and down the roof. And she no, it opens the wrong way to see it. Never mind. But yeah, it's just a big fold-up T-style antenna. So as you bring it up and down, it just goes like that. So you probably won't end up using that very often.
Probably not.
Some people will just actually remove this whole piece. There's just a set screw in here to remove it. That comes off. There's a cap on the roof. And you just unscrew it, and this whole piece just pulls out. And then it's still up there, but it's locked in the down position. And you don't have this hanging around and hitting your head on. That's only when people who just don't use them that often, so kind of a convenience thing, I suppose.
Yep.
Let's see, thermostat, that's right. Sneaky, it's behind the door.
Okay.
So
you can get a control here when it turns on and off the AC.
Yep.
And then just using the fan.
Here you can hear the furnace just kicked on. That's what the humming sound is. So you can set temperatures for things to come on and off. You can turn your fan on and off manually. So.
Which fan? That one? Or?
Yeah, turn this off here. So it's just the roof-mounted fan. It looks like.
So it'd be those fans there?
No. Your air conditioner actually operates as a fan.